Paldean Fates was a bit of a sleeper Pokemon card set until it wasn't. There was a time when the ETBs were relatively cheap. You could find Paldean Fates really anywhere, and if you were like me, you thought you'd have a good bit of time to pick it up before it all started trickling upwards in value. Unfortunately, seemingly out of nowhere, the Bubble Mew gained massive popularity, and Paldean Fates as a whole skyrocketed in price. And it seems that throughout the last year or so, it just keeps on getting more and more expensive. That is at least until now. It seems that we're getting some Paldean Fates restocks. I've been seeing booster bundles dropping, 3-pack blisters, and we are also getting that Great Tusk Iron Treads premium collection, the Paldean Fates Blooming Waters, basically, coming out in the coming weeks. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the market behind Paldean Fates, the sealed product, the top singles, what cards might be undervalued, and if there's going to be a good chance or possibly the best chance to pick up that Bubble Mew if you don't have one in your collection yet. But before we get into the video, Phantasmal Flames releases this Friday. I've already got my hands on a couple of booster boxes, but we're going to save them and rip them live on stream Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll also have packs available at hyperraretcg.com. Those packs will go live before the live stream, so pick them up. We'll have limited quantities available. Hopefully, we can pull some Charizards. We'll put a little bounty, some prizes if anyone hits an SIR out of the release day rips. Stop by and wish us luck. I hope to see you there. Alright, so Paldean Fates, the Bubble Mew set, one of the most iconic Pokemon cards to release in the entire Scarlet and Violet era, if not the most iconic card. Paldean Fates packs over the last year have been going up pretty significantly. Like, they were $5.50 this time last year. Now they're going for about $15. They did see a high of almost 16, backed off a little bit, but I think people are buying up these restocks pretty aggressively. So far with the restocks, we've seen tech sticker collections. It seems a lot of them have been out there. I was at the Sports Card Expo this past weekend, and a lot of the local vendors had Paldean Fates, but unfortunately, a little too expensive for me to be picking them up. The price has dropped, though. They were peaking at about $45. Right now, you can pick them up for about $33 on the secondary market, but you might be able to find them even cheaper if you have a solid LGS connection, or maybe we'll be seeing restocks at GameStops, Targets, Walmarts, all of that good stuff. I've also been seeing plenty of restocks for booster bundle cases. It seems everyone's selling them as the case, though. Not too many people are selling them loose as booster bundles. They spiked all the way up to $105. They've backed off a little bit, $95. I feel like these could back off a little bit more because that's a pretty expensive price per pack right there, but it is Paldean Fates, one of the more sought after sets of the era. I'm not sure how much cheaper it'll get, but hopefully there will be opportunities to at least pick up a few of these at retail. I do want to plug to my Canadian viewers here. Let me know in the comments below if you're a fellow Canadian, but we have the Great Tusk EX, the Iron Treads EX, the Premium Collection, the Paldean Fates Blooming Waters coming out at Walmart this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's an online only drop, at least that's what it seems like. Retail price on this guy is 120 Canadian, but it's going to be on sale $40 off at $80. 80 Canadian for 11 packs of Paldean Fates is really solid right now, considering I've been seeing it like $20 above per pack. Like, the cheapest I could find packs at the Sports Card Expo was $55 for the 3-pack blisters, which was, I'm just not comfortable buying at that price. I don't want to pay $15 to $20 a pack of Paldean Fates right now. This is really, really solid. If you don't have any Paldean Fates in your sealed collection, like I don't even think I have an ETB behind me. I have a case of PC ETBs. I have one of these shiny Charizard tins. Like I said at the start of the video, I thought I'd have plenty of time to pick up Paldean Fates, so I was still focusing on Crown Zenith and 151 and barely grabbed any Paldean Fates, and what I did grab, I ripped open. Didn't pull anything significant, but you know what? I had fun ripping it. This might be my last opportunity to really get a good price per pack on Paldean Fates, so be there 9 p.m. Eastern Time to pick up these, walmart.ca. Hopefully there's plenty available. The last drops have been relatively easy to grab the product, so I hope these will be as well. And who knows, if you're in the States, maybe these will be coming to Target or something like that, We don't have Sam's Club or Target or even GameStop now. We switched back to EB Games, so I'm sure these will be available at one of those retailers coming soon for probably a better price than we're getting these for. We'll talk about that Charizard tin real quick. I think this is one of the stronger products. They could totally reprint the 3 different tins. These will obviously get scooped up and stay at a premium. It's a beautiful looking product as well. We saw them reprint plenty of the Crown Zenith tins later after release, like up to 2 years after release. So we still have time for them to print more of these tins as well. But it does seem like the strategy, it's probably cheaper for them to just print these massive collection boxes with some, recycled promo cards rather than print the tins and get all the plastic and metal and the molds and all that going. So who knows? There could be reprints on this product. There could not be. If you see this, specifically the Charizard one at a good deal, I'd pick it up right now. $132, pretty aggressive price point, but this will definitely be a solid product long term. We're going to quickly touch on the ETBs here. The regular ETB hit a high of about $296, almost $300, but it's backing off right now. I don't know if that's just because of the reprints or because everything in the market as a whole is kind of settling down a little bit, but we've seen this box drop off about $40 here. It's going for $253. The Pokemon Center ETB as well. A lot of the Pokemon Center products took a pretty significant hit recently. This one spiked up to about $510. Right now it's $406. Over $100 price drop. Still up massively though. This is where, like we talked about this in a previous video, the market's dropping or retracing. It's settling down a little bit, but you're still up 330% in the year on this product. Yeah, maybe that was way more. It was like 445, 450%, but 336% is really good gains in 1 year. A year ago, you could pick these up for $93. Solid. 4x the price, why not? So even though it's down $100, I'm still very happy having these in my collection and being valued at $400. Now, typically, when we talk about the singles, I highlight the top 10, but everyone knows this is kind of a top-heavy set. There's only really 3 big banger cards you need from this set or that are worth really investing in my opinion. But we'll quickly talk about some key cards. The Tandemaus and Maushold Baby Shinies. Maushold has become a relatively popular Pokemon. A lot of people like this one. I know I personally have ever since the start. My girlfriend loves Maushold, Tandemaus. We have a lot of Maushold like plushies and stuff like that as well. We even ordered some Christmas ornaments. And at card shows, there's always people looking to pick them up. The Tandemaus is going for about $11. The Maushold about $12. Not huge, but these might have potential. They actually are worth more than like Entei and Raichu. Other cards with potential, the Clive, I would say, going for about $18. Pretty unique artwork. There are a lot of Pokemon cameos on this one. It's also kind of got that fun, cute art style that a lot of people have been kind of pumping lately, dare I say. Clive, there could be solid potential there. It's got a lot of cameos in there, a lot of the iconic trainers, or I guess the main trainers in Scarlet and Violet. Lots of cute Pokemon, some little Easter eggs in there as well. Cool card, could see potential. Now we're going to rifle through the top 10 here up until the main 3 that we want to talk about, which will be at the end of the video. Number 10, you got the Ditto, going for about $19. Baby Shiny Ditto. I really like the Baby Shinies in this set. They're way better than Shining Fates. Almost as good, or maybe as good as Hidden Fates. I don't know which I would prefer, to be honest. You've got Charmander going for about $21.50, a little bit more expensive. Again, everyone's going to love Charmander, but to be honest, I think there are better Baby Shinies a lot cheaper than this one. Number 8 is one I have talked about in previous videos as long as like a year ago. I was talking about the Penny Special Illustration Rare. I love this artwork. The Umbreon cameo helps a lot, and it's gone up in price, man. A lot of people were telling me it's a trainer card. It'll never go up in price. Dude, it's got an Umbreon on it. If it has an Umbreon on it, it will be a cameo. People will want it in their Umbreon collection, their Evolution collection. And there's an infinite number of collectors that have Evolution collections going on right now. Right now, this card's $21.50. We'll actually show the graph on it. I wasn't going to show the graphs for all these. A year ago, when I was mentioning picking it up over a year ago, it was going for less than $7.50. So it's up about 200% in the last year. I feel like this one still has potential. Obviously, it's dropped. It pumped up to about 30. Right now, $22.50. I feel like at $20, this is a solid pickup. I think it does have a bit of long-term potential. Number 7, the Shiny Mew Full Art. Obviously, Mew is a very playable card. Bubble Mew is super popular. Mew as a Pokemon is just extremely popular right now. Totally makes sense that this card is up there on the list as the most expensive Full Art Shiny. Right now, it's going for about $24. Number 6, you've got the Snorlax. Everyone loves a good Snorlax. The gold Snorlax, the shiny Snorlax from Chilling Reign is gone up a lot recently. That is the most iconic gold card of the Sword and Shield era. I don't know if that has anything to do with this Snorlax being almost $25, but either way, lots of Snorlax collectors. Everyone wants a good shiny of their favorite Pokemon as well. There aren't too many options for Snorlax. It's either this one or the really expensive gold one from Chilling Reign, and I think a lot of people would prefer this one, to be honest. Breaking into the top 5, we've got the Iono Special Illustration Rare going for about $26. There are a lot of different Ionos out there. There's quite a few, actually. I think this one is pretty cool, but definitely not the most collectible card in the set. I think a lot of the SIR trainers have kind of been slept on and pushed to the side, which totally makes sense when there's big cards like a Bubble Mew in this set. Number 4, you got the Pikachu, the baby shiny Pikachu. Really cool card. This is actually one I pulled. This would have been, I guess, the best card I pulled out of this set. I also pulled the Arvin SIR, but obviously I'll take a shiny Pikachu any day. Right now, this one's going for about $36. Now, breaking into the top 3, we've got a card that I still think is undervalued. The shiny Gardevoir Special Illustration Rare. I feel like the 3 SIRs are like must-haves in your collection. I feel like they're going to age very well, especially if, I'd imagine, it's not really an if. I feel like it's almost certain we're going to get more shiny Special Illustration Rares eventually. The Gardevoir, Charizard, and Mew from this set being the first 3 they've done is going to be a key point in the future with shiny Special Illustration Rares. This card peaked at about $145. It's backed off to $121, $122 basically. Obviously, that's not cheap. When you're looking at the 1-year graph, you could get this a year ago for $53. Wow, I wish I bought 20 copies back then. And you know what? I knew this card was going to be worth more. I've been talking about it for a long time. It's a really cool card, undervalued. I didn't start buying them until recently because I just had other collection goals. But once it spiked up, once I saw Charizard and Mew starting to go crazy, I mean, Mew's been going crazy, but once I saw the Charizard spiking up too, I was like, I need to grab a couple of these. I definitely want to upgrade my raw copies, maybe trade a couple of them in and grab a PSA 10 of this, especially if it's going down in price. I feel like in the next couple of months, maybe by January, it might be the best time to pick these cards up. I definitely feel like 120 is still a solid price, but looking at this graph, I would not be surprised if this card hits about $105. Number 2, you've got the shiny Charizard Special Illustration Rare. Very similar graph, except a more drastic jump. A year ago, you could get this for as low as $140. It spiked up mid-September, going for about $315. And today is going for about $270, $271. I've talked about this card before. If you've been watching the channel for almost the 2 years that I've been posting videos, wow, time flies. I was saying this was my least favorite, or at least definitely wasn't my favorite. I really like the Obsidian Flames Charizard. This one I just feel like has too much going on. I feel like the shiny Charizard kind of gets lost with all the black crystals here. And I thought that until I got my hands on a Japanese copy of this card, and man, it looks amazing in person. I definitely want to get myself an English copy. I don't really collect Japanese, but someone traded one into me. I couldn't say no. Beautiful card, and I'm sure I'll be able to move it to the right collector eventually. For now, I'm very happy with it in my collection. But yeah, this card is down about $40. It doesn't look like it's going to drop as drastically as something like the Gardevoir, but it'll depend if people get Charizard fatigue with all the Charizard stuff coming out in the next week or two here. Pretty much already came out. Tons of Phantasmal Flames has already been opened. And we'll also have to see how big the Paldean Fates reprints are, but I'd be a little bit shocked though if it like hits 250 and continues going down. It could. It could very well back off to about $200, but I have a feeling it's going to be stuck between like $220 and $250 for a little while. Now the big banger, the most iconic card of the Scarlet and Violet era, in my opinion, the Bubble Mew. I slept on this card. Tons of people told me it was cute. I was talking about it well before it was $200. Never picked it up. I just didn't really see long-term potential in this card. Like I said, I think a lot of people thought Paldean Fates was a bit of a sleeper. I wasn't picking up a ton of it just because I didn't really see much of it. Like, I don't know, maybe I was just salty because Shining Fates was such a bad investment. I'm sure if you guys have been here since Sword and Shield like myself, like I picked up a lot of Shining Fates. I opened a lot of Shining Fates. And I don't think Shining Fates is really worth much more than what I was paying for it back when it came out. So I had little faith in Paldean Fates being super good. I knew it would be good with the shiny SIRs, but I didn't think it would be this good this fast. Bubble Mew, though, hit a high of about $700, 700 USD. Right now it's down to 560, so it's down about $140. That's a pretty significant price drop. It's still up a lot. Of course, over a year ago, you could get it sub $200, no problem. You could get it for like 100 USD, maybe even less, no problem. My main question is, though, like, will this get cheaper? It seems as a whole, the community has decided this is the big card. This is the most iconic card from the Scarlet and Violet era. Will the secondary market allow for it to go down to $500 or sub $500? I think that's really just going to determine, like, how many people are jumping ship on the hobby right now, just trying to grab that money and move on, or at least grab that money and wait for the dust to settle a little bit and reinvest. Also, the size of the reprint could have a lot to do with the value of this card going up or down anymore. Personally, this is a card I really want to pick up. I don't know if I want to pick up a raw copy. I feel like I'd rather spend the money and get the PSA 10 of this just because it's so important. I feel like in the history of like modern, ultra modern Pokemon cards, this is the card right now. There's going to be tons of other cool cards. People are going to be, continuing to like look into the future, look at the new Mega sets, the new Mega Charizard, the new Mega Gengar that's going to come out early next year or later this year in Japan. But I think Bubble Mew has cemented its spot in history. It will always be the big card from Scarlet and Violet, at least from that first little bit. It'll also always be that number one, like, iconic, shiny, special illustration rare Pokemon card. And like I said, I don't know how much cheaper it could go. Will it hit 500? I feel like it's going to be similar to that Umbreon from Prismatic Evolutions. Once that card hit a certain price, it just went right back up. I feel like if this card hits $500, a lot of people are going to be like, that's it. It's too cheap. That's the price I'm willing to pay. And everyone's going to buy it up. I could be completely wrong. It's all just speculation here. But I'll tell you one thing. I definitely want to pick up a PSA 10 of this Bubble Mew one day. I want to pick up the Charizard in a PSA 10. And I want to sell off my Gardevoirs eventually and put that money towards a PSA 10 as well. All right, guys. That's going to be it for today's video. Be sure to watch out for that Walmart drop Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time if you're here in Canada. And hopefully you can grab some more Paldean Fates packs for less than $10 a pack. I think that's a great pickup. Also, another friendly reminder, check out the stream Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to rip some Phantasmal Flames, and we're going to pull a Charizard, because that's just what we do. We've been hitting SIRs pretty well every single stream, the last few streams at least. We got some hot boxes. I feel it. It's a small set. We're going to see some bangers, so don't miss out on that. And to end off this little laundry list, leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts on Paldean Fates. Do you think the Bubble Mew is going to go all the way down to $500 or even sub $500? I would love to hear your input on that one. But yeah, that's going to be it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.